Hello folks, this is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on August 26, 2017. I have 7 strategies to my game Decoding the Powerball. So strategy number 1, the game card color code. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, what you're looking at is what I call the game card. This represents all 69 white ball numbers for the Powerball lottery. I really don't have anything for the Powerball itself. My goal is to get all 5 white balls correct and win the $2 million prize with the power play option. So basically how things work is I'm going to go to the Powerball homepage and see what the numbers were. So they were 6, 7, 16, 23, and 26. Okay, so you can see over to the right here, it's 6, 7, 16, 23, 26. Okay, so it was purple, green, orange, green, and red. Okay, for a total of 4 colors. Okay, so basically how this works is the last 3 drawings, I match up with this red area. Okay, so I transfer these numbers over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so you can see the 6 and the 7 and the 16, 23, and 26 are all red numbers. Okay, so up top, this tells me how many colors there are. So red has 14 numbers, orange has 18, green has 14, blue has 13, and purple has 10. Okay, so over to the far right here, there's been 157 color code drawings, and out of that 157, 84 have been 3 colors. 60 have been 4 colors, 11 have been 2 colors, and 2 have been 5 colors. Okay, never have just one color come up. Okay, so the strategy here is, since hardly ever do all 5 colors come up, the strategy is try to guess which one of these colors won't be coming up and eliminate those numbers off of the game card. Okay, so for this drawing, I'm going to predict that there won't be any purple numbers. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate the purple numbers off of the game card, like so. Okay, so when I darken out a number like this means that I'm not even going to consider picking these numbers here. Okay, so another strategy that I have here is I try to guess how many colors will be coming up. Okay, so 3 colors come up more than half the time. Okay, and I haven't seen a 3 in a little while here. 1, 2, 3, 4 drawings. So I'm going to predict that there's going to be 3 colors. So when I do pick my numbers, I want to make sure that it only has 3 colors and not 4 or 5 or 2. Okay, so it's off to the next strategy. Strategy number 2, the individual numbers. Okay, so what you're looking at is what I call the individual numbers. Okay, so basically how this works is up at the very top is the master for all the numbers. Okay, and over here to the right are the 5 winning numbers that just barely came up. Again, it was the 6, 7, 16, 23, and 26. Okay, so this 3 means that I hit 3 groups. Okay, so I'll reduce this down and I'll show you how many groups are here. Okay, so since there's 69 numbers, I could divide it into 7 groups here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers here. So 2 of these groups won't be able to have a winning Powerball number to it. So the strategy is try to guess which one of these groups won't have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate it off of the game card. Okay, so for this drawing coming up, I'm going to predict that there will be no 60 numbers. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up a little bit here. Okay, so I like to see what goes on every 5 drawings. So within this square, this represents 5 drawings here. Okay, so I'm on the middle drawing right here. Okay, so as I go back in history, I can see that the 60s had 1 here in the 3rd drawing, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay, so that's 6 in a row. So I just don't think there's going to be a 7th one here. Okay, so again, I'm going to eliminate the 60 numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I just eliminated the 60 numbers off of the game card, and this is what the game card looks like so far. Okay, so I'm off to the next strategy. Strategy number 3, the 50-50 picks. Okay, so what you're looking at is what I call the 50-50 picks. Okay, so there's 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so there's going to be a majority of either odd numbers or even numbers. Okay, so I like to keep track of that and try to guess what the majority will be for this drawing. Okay, so far there's been 197 total drawings, and that's since October 7th, 2015. That's when the Powerball lottery went from 59 numbers to 69 numbers. Okay, so out of that 197, 97 drawings have been the majority of odd numbers, and 100 have been the majority of even numbers. Okay, so I like to keep track of every 5 drawings. Okay, so I want to see what the majority is for those 5 drawings, and the last 5 was there were more odd numbers than even numbers. Okay, and then it was evens, odds, evens, and then a bunch of odds, bunch of evens. Okay, so for this 5 drawings coming up, I'm going to predict that there's going to be more odd numbers than even numbers. Okay, so but for this drawing coming up right now, I'm going to predict that there's going to be more evens. Okay, and then the 2 after, I think, are going to be more odd numbers. Okay, so again, for this drawing right here, I'm going to predict that there's going to be more even numbers than odd numbers. Okay, and I also have something for the high numbers, which is in red, and the low numbers in blue. Okay, so I'm going to predict that there's going to be more low numbers than high numbers. Okay, and I also think there's going to be more numbers to the right side than the left side. And I also think that there's going to be more numbers to this blue area than the red area. Okay, and the last thing I have, this is the only thing I do have for the Powerball numbers. Okay, so on the left side, this is the low and high. There's 26 numbers total, so 1 to 13 is low, 14 to 26 is high. Okay, so the low numbers are in blue, and the high numbers are in red. Okay, and over on this side, this column is odds and evens. So red is odds, blue are evens. Okay, so I'm going to predict that this is going to be red right here. So I think the Powerball is going to be a high number. Okay, and I think that this blue doubles up as well. So I think it's going to be a high even number. Okay, so I'm back here at the game card. So I wrote down what my predictions are. All right, so again, I think there's going to be more odd numbers than even numbers. I think there's going to be more to the low side than the high side. I think there's going to be more numbers to the right side than the left side. And I think there's going to be more numbers to that blue area than the red area. Okay, and for the Powerball, I think it's going to be a high even number. Okay, so it's off to the next strategy. Strategy number 4, picking the numbers I hope will miss from Group 1. Okay, so what you're looking at is what I call my Group 1 numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Powerball homepage. And again, the winning numbers were 6, 7, 16, 23, and 26. Okay, so basically how this works is that the 26 here is in red. Okay, so I keep the stats of the red area right down here. Okay, so you can see that there was a 1, and that represents the 26. Okay, so over here in this blue area, it was 6, 7, 16, and 23. And that's why I have a 4 here in the blue. Okay, so there was no winning numbers in the orange area and no winning numbers in the green area. Okay, so the strategy is try to guess where these zeros are going to come up. Okay, so I have 15 of these option cards here. Okay, so you times 15 times 4 here. Okay, and that comes up to 60. Okay, so I have an overview of all 15 option cards here. Okay, so there was 5 zeros in the blue area in the last drawing, and there was 6 in the green area here. Okay, there was also 3 in the red and 3 in the orange for the total of 17 zeros out of 60 options. Okay, so this green just had a really long run of red here. Okay, so again, there's 15 option cards, so if there's 5 or more zeros, I color this blue for cold, okay? If there's 4 or less zeros, I color it red for hot. Okay, so this helps me predict when there's going to be a lot of zeros. Okay, so for this green area, you can see that there's a single zero, single, okay? And there's actually 11, okay, single blue marks here, okay? So every once in a while they double up like, or triple up like over here, okay? So I'm going to predict that that's what happens, okay? For this drawing, I think there's going to be a lot of zeros in the green area here, okay? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate the green area from the number 9 option card, okay? So here's number 9. I just think these green numbers won't be coming up, so I'm going to eliminate these green numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I'm at the game card, and I just eliminated all those green numbers. Okay, so this is what the game card looks like so far. Okay, so I'm going to explain something to you here. All right, so you can see this 68. All right, so that shares the square with the 58 over here. Okay, so if I eliminate the 68, I'm going to eliminate the 58 as well. Okay, so don't get too overwhelmed with this. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm keeping track of groups of numbers. All right, and basically what I'm saying is that the 58 and the 68 is part of a group, and I just don't think this group of numbers will be coming up, so I'm going to eliminate the 58 and the 68 at the same time. Okay, so I'm going back to group 1 here. All right, and the next one I'm going to eliminate is option card number 3, the orange area. Okay, and the reason why I'm going to pick this orange area is because there's 18 single blue marks here. Okay, so once in a while you can see that it doubles up like right here. All right, so again, there's just been a whole bunch of them here. Okay, so I just think that it's due to double up. So I think there's going to be a blue mark right here, and that means that there's a 0, and that means that none of these orange numbers will come up if that happens. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate the orange numbers off of the game card. So we'll do that real quick. Okay, so I'm going back to group 1. There's one more that I want to eliminate, and that is number 12, blue. Okay, so the reason why I want to eliminate these blue numbers is because this blue has just gone on a streak of 23 in a row. Okay, 23 drawings in a row. One of these blue numbers have come up. Okay, so when it gets to the 20s, it can miss at any point. Okay, so the longest streak is 27 so far. Okay, so this is at 23. So I just think that is due to miss. So I'm going to eliminate these blue numbers off of the game card. Okay, so you can see that this is already gone. And I'm going to eliminate the 32 and the 16. So I'll take those off as well. Okay, and that's all the numbers I'm going to eliminate from group 1. Okay, so it's off to the next strategy. Strategy number 5, picking the numbers I hope will miss from group 2. Okay, so what you're looking at is what I call my group 2 numbers. Okay, so much like group 1 where I divided into 4 groups of colored numbers, this I divided into 8 groups of colored numbers. Okay, so again, there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers to it. So 3 of these groups won't be able to have a winning Powerball number to it. So the strategy is try to guess which one of these groups won't have the winning Powerball number to it and eliminate those numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I'm going to point out this red area right here. Okay, so this is where I keep the stats for the red area. Okay, and again, I like to keep stats of every 5 drawings because I want to see a majority. Okay, so a 0 means that none of the 5 white winning Powerball numbers landed in this red area. Okay, and a 2, of course, means that 2 of the 5 white winning Powerball numbers landed in this red area. Okay, so If there's 3 or more zeros, I color this blue for cold. If there's 3 more hits, I color it red for hot. Okay? So basically, if it's red for a long time, well, eventually it will turn blue. Okay? And that's when I'm going to start to eliminate numbers. Okay, so I have 15 of these option cards too for group 2 here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what numbers I'm going to eliminate off of the game card. Okay, so this is the first one, option card 6. I'm going to eliminate the gray area. Okay, so this stands for gray, so I find the gray numbers, and I'm going to eliminate the 1, 10, 17, 26 all the way down. Okay, so I'll start with the 1, 10, 17, 26, and the 49. I don't think these numbers are going to come up. Okay, so I'm going to go back to group 2. Okay, and the next one is option card 7, the orange area. Okay, so I'm going to find the orange numbers here. Okay, and those are 41, 34, 43, 36 all the way across. Okay, so you can see I don't have any there. All right, so again, I'm going to go back. And there's 2 more that I picked. All right, so option card 11, the green area. I don't think any of these green numbers are going to come up. So it's the 5, 20, 34, 55. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to eliminate those numbers. Okay, so I got 1 more. Option card 12. The purple numbers. So this is what the purple numbers look like. The 6 to the 30 and the 34 to the 68. So I'm going to eliminate the 21 and the 30. And there's nothing there to eliminate. So, okay, so I eliminated all the numbers I'm going to eliminate. Okay, so now it's off to the next strategy. Strategy number 6, picking the numbers I hope will hit from groups 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm back in group 1. Okay, and I'm looking at these this blue area here. Okay, so a lot of times, all right, I would say like 85-90% of the times when there's 2 zeros, usually there's a hit after it. There's a red mark after that. Okay, so like right here, there's 2 and then there's a hit. Okay, 2, then there's a hit. 2, then there's a hit. Okay, so every once in a while, they'll go 3, 4, even 5 or 6. Okay, so I'm going to predict that there's going to be a hit here in this blue area. Okay, so I think that 1 or 2 of these blue numbers will be coming up in this drawing. Okay, so I'm going to go to the game card and see what's left on the game card and write those numbers down. Okay, so the numbers that are on the game card are 2, 22, 50, and 59. So I'll go back to that group 1. Okay, so there's the 2, there's the 22, there's the 50, and the 59. Okay, so I'm thinking that 1 or 2 of those numbers may be coming up in this drawing. Okay, so the next one I'm going to go to is right here at number 10, the blue area again. Okay, so I'm going to see what's left on the game card as well. Okay, so it's the 4, 10, 18, 28 in all 4 of these squares. Okay, so there's nothing there. Okay, and here's the 50. Okay, so I have the 50 as well. So I think that maybe the 50 might be coming up. And I got the 14 and the 22. Okay, so maybe the 22 and the 50 may be coming up in this drawing. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the group 2 and see what numbers that I like there. Okay, so what I like to do for my group 2 numbers is I have a group 2 overview. Okay, and this is it right here. Okay, so again, I have 15 group 2 option cards. All right, so there's 15 red areas, so you can see that there was 6 hits and 9 misses. Okay, so 6 and 9 equals 15. Okay, so the magic number here is 8. Okay, so if there's 8 or more misses, I color this blue. If there's 8 or more hits, I color it red. Okay, so this helps me predict what's going to be hot and what's going to be cold here. Okay, so I'm going to predict that this red area will get really hot and have a lot of hits to it, and I think that this yellow area will have a lot of hits to it as well. Okay, and I think that blue will have a lot of misses to it, a lot of zeros. Okay, so again, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so again, they all look kind of identical here. Okay, so I got red, blue, orange, green, purple, brown, gray, yellow. Okay, for all 15 option cards. Okay, so again, what I'm saying is I think that there's going to be a lot of numbers that will be coming up in a lottery in these red areas. Okay, 8 or more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first one and see what's left on the game card for this red and yellow area. Okay, so what I have here is the 9 and the 57. So I'll write that down for the red area here. Okay, and then the next one is the yellow, and you can see that I didn't have anything here. Okay, so I'll put down a 0 for the yellow side. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go off to the next option card here. Okay, so it's the 1 to the 8 and 66. Okay, so it's the 2 and the 7 that I have in the red area. And in the yellow, I got the 57 and the 59. Okay, so I saw that 57 over here. So maybe so far, maybe it might be the 22, the 50, and the 57. Okay, so we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go back to this group 2, and I'll see what's on the third option card here. Okay, so as far as the red, it's the 4 to the 28 and the 37 to the 61. So I got the 12. Okay, and then the yellow was the 7 to the 31 and the 36 to the 60. So I'll write that down, the 7 to 23. And that's it. Okay, so to save time, I'm just going to do the rest of the 15 on my own, and I'll show you the results. Okay, so I wrote down all the numbers that were left in the red areas and the yellow areas. Okay, so you can see what those numbers are. Okay, so now it's off to the next strategy. Strategy number 7, picking my numbers. Okay, so when it comes to picking my numbers, again, I wanted 3 colors in the color code. I wanted more odd numbers than even. I wanted more numbers to the low side than the high side. I wanted more numbers to the right side than the left side. And I wanted more numbers to that blue area than the red area. Okay, so the numbers I'm going with for this drawing are 9, 12, 22, 23, and 57. Okay, so by picking those numbers, okay, that gives me that 3 color combination, okay, of red, orange, blue, red, and blue. Okay, so two red, 2 blue, and an orange. Okay, and over here, for all 15 option cards for the red area, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. Okay, so that's more than 8. So that will make it red there. And over here for the yellow would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I'll go back to the overview here. Okay, so again, I'll have 9 hits, 6 misses in the red area, and I'll have 8 hits, 7 misses in the yellow area. Okay, so again, the numbers I'm going with is 9, 12, 22, 23, and 57. Okay, folks, I'm always looking for people to play my game. Instead of charging a fee to play, I would like to charge a commission for using my system. 1% if you get all 5 white balls correct. You can read the fine print, and if you're interested, you can email me at trm6776@gmail.com. Alright, folks, I appreciate you watching, and best of luck with your picks.